Okay, so let's learn to paint weights. Now, first off, I want you to understand that when I've selected the head joint, I would have liked this entire part of the head to be completely white, with maybe a little bit of sort of smoothing out here by the edges where the weight gets transferred from the head to the neck. But before we do that, this entire area, this entire face, and we'll deal with the jaw later on. So right now, let's just think about the face. The face needs to move with the head. So I'm going to do that by making sure that I have my head joint selected. I'm going to change my paint operation to replace and make sure that my value is set to 1. Value of 1 means that I'm painting whites. Value of 0 means that I'm painting blacks. But the way I want you to think about it is a value of 1 means I'm painting whites, which means I'm actually assigning these vertices that I'm painting over to this particular joint. If I start painting blacks, it means I'm unassigning those vertices from that particular joint. So think about it in terms of assigning or unassigning vertices. Right now, the vertices of the head need to be assigned to the man underscore head underscore a underscore joint. Okay, these are different kinds of softnesses for your brushes. This is Gaussian soft, this is soft brush, this is what I'm going to be using. And here you go, I can paint white. I can make my brush bigger by holding down B, clicking and dragging left and right. And so I can simply start painting like this, like this. Now remember, always remember that you're painting for the bone. You're not really painting for the joint, because the joint is just over here. But this is the bone that you're painting for, and I'm going to talk about this idea of painting for the bone once again, so you guys get a better idea of what that exactly means. So before I finish this, let me quickly tell you what that really means. It means that if I select the shoulder joint, in this case it's called as the up arm joint, remember it's this entire area that it's going to be white for. It's not just the joint. It's not that you get a white band over here, because you're not painting for the joint, you're actually painting for the bone. If I select the elbow, it's from the elbow onwards towards the wrist. That area is going to be white with a little bit of gradations towards the end. So let's go back to the head. Remember, you're painting for the bone. I'm going to continue painting this guy like so. And overdo it. Here you go. Watch for the objects on the inside as well. We've got a little mouth bag or oral cavity, whatever it is you want to call it. And let me paint all of this. Now for the purpose of the demo, I'm only going to be doing the neck, the head. I'm expecting you guys to work on the rest of it, and I'll provide plenty of in-class assistance for you guys. So you guys are able to do this and ask me questions and all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff. Seems like we are almost there. The way to test it is to animate it. Now let me just select it, animate it a little bit. There's plenty of issues, of course. So we are going to see what's going on. Okay, let me select the head, paint weights tool. Here's my head. Okay, let's go down a bit. I'm looking at all the other joints that we have under this head. Let's start with the eye, and you see that everything associated with that particular joint is black, which means I don't have to worry about it. So is my left eye. Jaw C. You see that a small joint called as jaw C joint is actually controlling parts of the chest to the neck, which we don't want. So I'm going to set the value to 0, and I'm going to flood it. Flood means that it's going to basically flood that value, which is 0, this entire model. Flood. And I'm going to lock that joint for now. Let's look at jaw B, and it's doing kind of the same thing. Let me flood a value of 0, lock that joint. Jaw A, It's weird that the jaw is controlling the back of the neck. Let me flood a value of 0. Lock it. Head B. Seems pretty good. Let me flood it anyways. Lock it. And now let's look at head A. Let me try doing the same thing again and you will see results are slightly better. Now that is an issue, certainly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, what I need rather, is I need a little bit of softening of weights. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, paint weights, going to my head A joint right here, and you see how these vertices are completely black and these vertices are completely white. So I'm going to switch my paint operation to smooth and start smoothing that area a little bit. Okay, not a bad idea to actually deform the object, something like that, if you'd like. Now what I do is I put animation on it. There you go. Just move that here, like that maybe, and then like that. And now I've got this animation. I don't have to get out of the paint weights tool constantly. I can say isolate select, and I can paint weights without necessarily getting obstructed. And I can clearly see I need some softening here. So let me smooth those areas right there. And that's beginning to look good already. And let's try that. Here you go. Just a slight bit of. It's over here. Not bad at all. That kind of looks nice too. So check all the axes and then eventually zero those out, and don't forget to delete the keys on the controller. I'm going to do that by clicking on edit, keys, delete keys. And that was how to actually paint weights on the character. I've done the neck. I want you guys to do the rest of the body one by one. Once you're done with, say for example, working on the head, and of course I want you to direct yourself. In this particular case I started from the head and I'm going to go down. Once you're done with that, just lock it and then move on to the neck, then start working with the neck, so on and so forth.